Alright, it is November 12th, Wednesday, November 12th. There's no news today. I was originally going to be not trading today because I thought that we were on Thursday and CPI is still there. If CPI is still here Thursday as well, then I'm not going to be trading Thursday. But if they end up pushing CPI back, then I'll check and see what's going on. So yeah, no news. Start on the monthly for the dollar. Monthly is still looking bearish for the dollar. It could turn around though, but obviously how it's looking right now, it's looking bearish, right? Coming from this monthly short-term high. Weekly. Okay, so weekly did just sweep previous week's low, right? And then tapped into this weekly bullish for value gap. But then at the same time, we had also reacted off that and tapped into this new week opening gap right here. And then we are trading lower off of that. Initially when I was at the gym and I was looking at this candle, how we had just swept previous week's low, I was hoping to go long dollar, but order flow is bearish on the daily. Like I said, we're already reacting off this new week opening gap that we've tapped. We also are inside of this redelivered rebalance that we've inversed. And we're also coming from this 4 hour for value gap as well. Not to mention the one that we're working inside of right now. And it also looks the same on Euro, right? Except Euro just closed its 4 hour for value gap, or 4 hour candle inside of this 4 hour for value gap here. And then if we also look for bullish Euro, on the daily it hasn't really tapped into anything, honestly, like it has on the dollar. The only real thing is the 4 hour for value gap that we're trading inside of. Yeah. So I'm kind of thinking bearish dollar because I feel like that we've already had a reaction off of this previous week's low sweep, right? We've already traded up higher, tapped into a higher time frame array, and we're already reacting off of it. So 4 hour for value gap, new week opening gap, daily, or was it a daily? Yeah, daily redelivered rebalance inversed. Now the scenario we're looking at is Asia displacement range, but it looks like it's going to be slightly delayed because we still need this 1 hour for value gap to be made, right? Like we don't have any opposing for value gaps that we've closed through, besides obviously this one down here, but we haven't closed through that, right? So we kind of need to wait for this 1 hour candle that we're on right now to close in order to make this 1 hour for value gap. If I look at Euro, okay, Euro did just close past this short-term high. It's kind of looking like we're on the second leg already. Yeah, look at all this sell side liquidity. Holy, this might just run without me, actually. Looks like we have a new week opening gap here. Wait, why is it like that? Then when I go to the 15-minute, that's so weird. Yeah, price is just ripping lower right now. Already tapped into this 1 hour for value gap. So especially with this liquidity here, I definitely think bearish dollar for the day. We do have a lot of buy side liquidity here on the dollar, but then if we look at that on the euro, it's not as clean. Yes, we still have relatively equal lows and then this little trendline liquidity here, but then on the pound, it's like non-existent, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if this did end up getting taken by like news or something, like CPI if it ends up staying around. this week, but for as of right now, I don't think that it's gonna get ripped. Show plan of action if price doesn't just run without me and leave me behind. Probably gonna be yeah, I think I'm just gonna look for an OTE. Like, we do have the second stage though, so if I really wanted to, I could end up, let's see what it looks like on Euro. If I really wanted to, I could enter off of like this redelivered rebalance down here. Really just depends. I don't think I'd want to enter off of this higher one, just because like the stop loss would be way too big. I'm not comfortable enough. Like, yes, this is technically a second stage, right, of market maker model. But I'm not comfortable enough to put my stop loss at this, like at the beginning of the second leg. Just not comfortable yet, so I'm gonna be a little bit more greedy. And yeah, that's the plan. Either OTE or maybe a 15-minute for value gap, 30-minute for value gap. No, not a 30-minute. Yeah, not a 30-minute. I'm really thinking this redelivered rebalance will probably end up getting tapped, or at least I'm hoping so, before it runs. We did just tap into an opposing 4-hour for value gap, so that's probably what is going to end up reversing the price to then continue higher. This is a pretty big upwards move for the first 8 minutes of the 4-hour candle, so I wouldn't be surprised if, honestly, the rest of the hour takes its time coming back down into that 15-minute redelivered rebalance, make its low, like this 4-hour candle low inside of this, and then just go from there and just shoot higher. So yeah, that's the plan, Stan. Alright, so I was trying to figure out how many contracts I can use now, because before I was only able to use a max of 2 contracts, right? But I couldn't find it. Like, I was talking to the AI on their webpage, like of my dashboard, and it was trying to say like, oh yeah, look over here, it should say here, it should say, dude, that never shows anything. Anyways, we did make this for value up, so I am going to OTE it. This is the OTE entry here. So yeah, 985. We're gonna see how many contracts I can use. Hold on. So bang, bang. And let's see. Oh.
Order rejected.
Okay, can't do 5, and it's also 14 contracts, so I want to get as close to 5 as I can.
Order rejected.
Alright.
Order rejected.
Alright. No way I can still only do 2, dude. That's actually insane. Why can I only do 2 contracts still, bro? Whatever. Like, I have a max loss limit, so let me trade within that. Like, I just want to risk not even 1%. Like, this literally wouldn't even be 1%. It would be right under 1%. And it's not letting me do it. Like, whatever, bro. I need to get payout and then move over to Apex Trader Funding. Well, okay, actually, since we're at the end of the year, like, I'm not really gonna be trading in December, like, at all, pretty much. Like, I might take maybe 1 or 2 like max 2 trades all of December. So I'm definitely going to wait until New Year's to buy the Apex Trader Funding prop firm account, but I definitely would like to try and get some sort of a payout from this account that I'm on right now before the end of the year, like before December. But if not, then like it is what it is, you know. I mean, I could technically take a payout already with my 2. Well, actually, no, I couldn't. I still need 5 more trading days. But yeah, like, you know what I'm saying. Oh, no way. Oh, no way. I'll move it up a tick. It taps the consequent encroachment of this 15-minute redelivered rebalance. That looks like it's just leaving. No shot, dude. Come back. Come back for me. Alright, honestly, if it does come back down to that tick entry that I just moved it to, then it's probably going to hit the low. So I'm going to move that back to my original entry. If it doesn't tap me, it doesn't tap me. I don't care. Well, obviously, I would prefer if it taps me, but it is what it is. If it doesn't tap me. I have seen it tap the 62 and then leave. Oh, but you see, this is the last down close candle before the change in the state of delivery on the 1 hour, so it might not come back. I would really prefer if it did, but it might not. Yeah, dude, look at that wick. If it closes, like, under this wick, then I think we might have a chance. But I don't know. If it doesn't, then whatever. We'll see. Alright, so price just came back and entered me in. This is a 30-minute close that I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's still like viable. Let's see what we're looking at. So yeah, it looks like the euro hadn't tapped into its OTE yet. Or sorry, the dollar hasn't tapped into its hadn't tapped into its OTE yet. But the euro did. Why does it look like that? Let's do one lighter. Is that better? Not really. Whatever. There you go. This looks like dollar finally tapped into its OTE and might wanted to retest this for value up. I'm not sure, but I am actually liking this. Not gonna lie, because this is the first hour of the 4-hour candle on the dollar, and euro doesn't look the best, but it definitely has room to turn around. The only reason why it doesn't look the best is because of how it looks coming from this 4-hour for value gap, right? Obviously, we've still respected this 4-hour for value gap by a lot, and it looks like we will be turning bullish on the euro. So yeah, I'm thinking this will probably end up running in our favor. I might have to end up going to sleep and letting this do its thing. Really depends on how fast this current 1-hour candle wants to move. Obviously, I'll be awake by the time this 1-hour candle closes, and probably by the time this next 1-hour candle closes as well. And I'll be watching it. the main thing I'm going to be looking for is I want this 1 hour candle that we're currently on to close back past the top of this fair value gap, but at least somewhere inside of it. If it closes below it, that's not the best, and I'd honestly want to just close the trade early at that point, but I still wouldn't do that because it's against my rules. My rules say whenever it's an OTE entry, I always just let it ride. I just let it ride no matter what. So I thought I set, that's what I thought I had on. Okay, that is actually kind of annoying, because I wanted it to automatically set a stop loss. I wanted it to automatically set a stop loss so that, like, when and it take profits, so that when it hits one or the other, then the opposite that didn't get hit will automatically close out, right? So now I have to like manually set my sell stop of 2 contracts, and then manually set my, I really like how it's moving right now. That's beautiful. Manually set my take profit, which I'm thinking that this will end up getting hit. Let's see real quick how much that would be. If I do end up letting it run to there, I'd probably only let 1 contract run to there. So that'd be an extra little over 0.25%, but then at the same time, it's like, if I only take 1 contract, like half my position off here, no, honestly, if it takes these highs, it's definitely going to tap into this 1 hour for value gap. So if I take 1 contract off here at 25, dude, that's like 0.25%. Like, granted, I'm only risking pretty much 0.25% as well, a little over, but like, dude, I just hate that I'm limited to 2 contracts. It feels so meaningless, but at the end of the day, I need to, like I said in the previous trade, I need to get the monetary value, like the money, out of my head and just trade this how I'd want to trade this. What is this? Advanced view? That's new. So yeah. With that being said, though, putting the money to the side, I'll tell you what. That's what I'm thinking. A little over 2R. What was it? 29? Dude, it's still only 0.5%. Like, brother. What would give me 1%? Okay, a little under this. 40 ticks. So 40 ticks would give me 1 whole percent off of risking pretty much a quarter. A little over a quarter. We'll see if it ends up running up to around 2R while I'm still awake. Like, if it somehow, like, this 1 hour candle just poof, goes crazy and then the next 1 hour candle just continues, then I'll probably end up just manually closing it around 2R. If not, actually no, I shouldn't leave a runner on either way because I don't want it to reverse and then tap me in for the stop loss, you know what I mean? So I will be fully closing this position before I go to bed, either way. I'm already yawning like crazy. I'm still going to be up for the next 2.5 hours. Like, holy moly. So yeah. That's not what I like to see, because now what that's telling me is that that could be the high of the 1 hour candle, and it's going to turn around from here, continue lower, and stop us out. We do have relative equal lows here that might end up getting swept. Who knows? Dollar, how we looking? Honestly, not that big of a deal. This could turn around still, so it's whatever. Yeah. Since I'm gonna close the position before I go to bed tonight, I'll come back when, probably with the outcome of the trade, honestly. Alright, looks like we got stopped out. Kind of curious as to why. I mean, I know that we came from a previous week's low sweep and inside of a weekly fair value gap, but like we didn't have any, like the only change in the state of delivery that we had, right, was on the 1 hour. Not even the 4 hours. So I'm like, what? Like what? I don't understand. Like, yeah, we had this 4 hour for value gap, but we hadn't had a change in the state of delivery yet. I'll have to look at this in the morning again, but honestly, from like as of right now and what I know about the trade, like I don't think I missed anything. But I would probably end up taking this trade again. To be honest, I probably would. Previous week's high sweep. I mean, the only thing here is how like here on the euro, like the daily candle that we're on closed outside of this daily for value. That's the only thing I can think of that's like can maybe it would show bearish intent for the euro. But I'm like, dude, what? I will say that I was originally looking for bearish euro. I just really wanted this 4 hour candle to close past this fair value up first. And since it didn't and it showed rejection, I was like, alright, I'm following order flow, right? But yeah, is what it is. This is the next day. So from what I've seen, like after looking at it the next day, well I guess the next morning, I don't think there's anything that I missed, right? Like I don't think there's anything that I think I would have taken this trade again if it showed itself. The only downside is that, let me just go to dollar. Everything's easier on the dollar. Obviously, we were coming from this weekly bullish for value gap after a previous week's low sweep. Clear. We did have that reaction, right? Off of this fair value gap. But like, we didn't have a change in the state of delivery either way. So in my head, I'm like, all right, this was still a valid trade to take. Like there's no reason for me like not to have taken the trade according to my rules for my strategy. The only downside is that I wish risk-wise I was able to go back to like my normal risk. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick with risking 0.25% until I can up my contracts and start risking 1%, right? So, which I ended up finding out, like the different profit levels my account has to be at in order for me to unlock more contracts, basically. So, again, though, it does just kind of suck though, because we're coming to the end of the year, so it's like, I don't know. I have the rest of this month for sure. Well, mainly like the rest of this week and next week, and then that's pretty much it for the year, to be honest. Like, I mean, yeah, it's pretty much gonna be it, you know. Maybe this week in the middle of December I'll find something, but I'm not gonna be pushing it at all. So, yeah, I feel like I remember seeing something that was like, okay, maybe I should have avoided it. But I mean, honestly, no, not with what I can see. Like, the only thing is that on the hourly, we didn't have a change in the state of delivery on the hourly, right? Which is a problem. Like, that could be the reason to turn me off to the trade. But at the same time, right, order flow was still bearish on the 4 hour. So it's like order flow on the 1 hour, bullish, order flow on the 4 hour, bearish. So that's really, I guess, the only thing that should stop me from the trade, which I'm going to look more into and I'm going to be more aware of, because I feel like that should be something that I'm taking into account, right? Is when I am looking for the OTE in this situation, right? I should technically want at least the 1 hour and 4 hour in alignment for the OTE, right? Like if this candle would have closed below this short-term low, then that would have been, I feel like the outcome of this trade would have been different, right? But that's not what happened, obviously. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Would have taken the trade again, honestly, but I am going to look into that. Well, I guess more so just be more aware of making sure that the 1 hour order flow is in line with the 4 hour for the OTE entry. But other than that, is what it is. We're still a sliver above, like a sliver in profit, but it's basically just back to break even because I was risking 0.5% on that trade, and I had only made a little over 0.5% on the previous trade. So yeah, is what it is. CPI did get moved, so it's not here anymore, right? It was tentative, and then they ended up moving it to, I want to say it was December, if I was looking at it. The week after. Yeah. So they moved it pretty far back, but this is like, it says 8:30. Like it's good. It's not tentative. It says 8:30. So I don't know if they're planning on bringing the government back by then. I would hope so, right? But this week is going to be crazy. Well, mainly Wednesday, because Wednesday is going to have CPI at 8:30. Then it's going to have federal funds rates at 2 p.m. Then the next day it's going to have PPI and unemployment claims. So hence how I'm not really expecting to be trading very much during December, right? This is the week I was talking about in the middle of December, where I might be able to find something, maybe. USD news, there's nothing real crazy. Monday could be cool, as long as it sets us up. Tuesday, I'm not going to be trading. Look at that, 2 a.m., 3:15, 3:30, 4:30. Yeah, no, I'm good. Wednesday, maybe. Thursday, maybe. Friday, maybe. But it really just depends on price action. And I'm not expecting price action to be giving too many opportunities, honestly, in the middle of December. So, and then obviously the following week is going to be Christmas. So, yeah, that's kind of the outlook for the future for the next little bit. But we do have some time already. This is Oh, you know what? Actually, yeah, I'll have this week as well. For some reason, I keep on thinking that this is the week of Thanksgiving, but this will be the week of Thanksgiving. Alrighty, cool. So yeah, I have some time. Yeah.